It's going to be a great day in the garden. Today we're doing a side garden tour, and I wanted you guys to see my new fountain that I built. It's right there. And this is the view from the side of the house when you first walk out the side door. Look at this cool copper fountain. Let me know in the comments below if you guys want me to show a tutorial of how I made this. But really nice. Came out really good. So this is the patio and the side of the house. And this is our creeping thyme living mulch. And the bees go crazy for this, and it has been in flower for at least 5 weeks. Just absolutely beautiful. Cheerful little purple flowers. It tolerates foot traffic really well. People walk on it when they go and they sit on the patio chairs, and it just releases like such a beautiful herby fragrance. It's like so clean and delicious, and really a lot of flower power. Very impressive. To the left of the creeping thyme mulch, we have, this is my annual bed. So there's 3 layers to this. There's the annual bed, which is my stock is finishing up here. And then we've got my herb boxes in the middle. And then to the left of the herb boxes is the dahlia bed. So that'll be really easy to dig up my dahlia tubers. That was really good. So in the herb boxes, we have peppermint. This is lemon balm, rosemary. We've got 2 different kinds of oregano, basil, which is doing really well. And we cut this so often. The basil has just gone crazy this year. Got purple basil, which is delicious. Hyssop, which invited in a ton of bees. Hummingbirds were looking at it. The hummingbird moth was all over the hyssop, so that was really nice. We've got sage, which I've cut back twice, and it just keeps growing and growing and growing. It's a little thuggish. And we've got garlic chives and regular chives. And then in this box we have lemongrass, which is really nice. We have our little water feature. Here we have our seat, some rudbeckia in a pot. Now this trellis is gonna be climbing roses that are gonna give us privacy. So that's really nice. I can't wait for those climbing roses to get going. And here it is, doing really well. I've let it settled in for about a month, so now it's time to trellis it. I just have to get around to doing it. Around the trellis we have bee balm, which the pollinators also love. You guys have probably seen this in a couple of my videos. I gotta deadhead this one. But on the other side, you can see that after I deadheaded it, new leaves are starting to come back. So hopefully it gives us another flush. We've got marigolds, some celosia. I love the marigolds. The flower power on these puppies are just, it's insane. It's just so beautiful and just blooms and blooms and blooms, and it's just so easy to grow. I love the way marigold smells. Some people don't, but I personally love it. So and this is the sweet pea that's finished, also on the trellis. We come along the road. All of these roses have been in the ground for about a month. This is hot cocoa as an own root rose. This one's doing really well. I got this one from Jackson and Perkins, and it's given me a lot of flowers. Really nice. A ton of snapdragons that I grew from seed, doing really well. A bunch of them have flopped over, which I actually don't mind at all because, like, see, this one has totally flopped over. But when it flopped over, ooh, well, a grasshopper just flew at me. When it flopped over, all of the branches that were on the sides became atypical dominants, and then on the tip of each branch is now going to be a flower bud. So we actually ended up getting more flowers. And what I love best about snapdragons is, ooh, this one didn't do it. There we go. I don't know why, that just makes me laugh every time. It's cute. We have a hot cocoa rose here. Really nice. This flower is starting to fade out, but really beautiful. More snapdragons. Celosia, sweet pea trellis. Really nice. Kind of these shepherd crooks that hold the lights, which makes it really beautiful at night, really do a lot of double duty because I just zip tied, like, cut out sections of the fencing that we had extra of, and then I just zip tied it to the shepherd's crooks and made mini trellises for the sweet peas, which the sweet peas did really well there. We have midnight rose, and look, ooh boy. See that? Japanese beetles, they're terrible this year. So once I get my gloves on, I'll come back and squish them. Yeah, Japanese beetles are really bad in my garden this year, but we're no spray organic, and I'm in zone 6B. So this is a zone 6B garden tour. Here we have the main rose bed, and I use this netting to stop the deer from coming in and eating all of my daylilies, and it's worked. They could push right through. In fact, there's actually a hole right here that they didn't make. That was me when I cut it. And I kept telling myself to mend it, but I just never got around to it. But knock on wood, nothing's got in it so far. And I just hooked it up to the shepherd's crook. So that was a very effective way of keeping the deer out so far. So when we go in here, this is the garden from the other angle. And I just love the fountain. It's just so beautiful, and it really is the appropriate size to make you want to, like, come in. It's very, very well, what's the word? It's proportional to the size. Very proportional to the size when you look at it. This is the other direction. Now to get into the netting, I just held it down with a rock, and I held it down along all the edges with the rock. And this is the inside of the rose garden. I've got ajuga as a ground cover, daylilies, blanket flowers, and of course the roses. This is as good as gold. This flower's like 5 days old, so it's kind of ending. Some salvias, beautiful golden prize daylilies. I love it. Really, really beautiful. And the flower is like almost as big as my hand. Just really beautiful. So that's it. This is the side garden tour for now. And this garden is only a year old, so it's gonna get better and better and better every year. Blanket flowers going crazy. This is their second flush. And a bee. A bee. So guys, have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. And click like you like and subscribe.